You can keep doing your jingle because we're back, y'all, for another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Family's Everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew. Anywho,
we're
pretending we're Sonja and Lou on Crappie Lake.
I want to know if they're Sonja and Lou, Thelma and Louise, or Laverne and Shirley, because they referred to themselves as numerous different duos, and I'm not sure which one they really are yet. I think they're neither.
Okay, I have to say that, like, I really have to say that I love the concept here because you can just connect the dots.
Yes.
A producer that had worked with them before, that's from Benton, Illinois, literally thought of this idea, and he probably is the exec producer, and he literally, like, has created a whole cool show for his town.
Cool.
I would love to do it with not my hometown. I would love to do it with yours.
Oh, mine's much more interesting than yours anyway.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, we got a cast of characters a mile long in my hometown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
so what were your thoughts?
I thought it was better than Paris and Nicole. I did.
Yeah.
I really did, because they're funnier. They got life behind them. Like Paris and Nicole were just dumb.
And they had a shtick. It was the dumb.
Yeah, it was like dumb. These two are just clueless, which is different. I
read a review. They said it's more like Schitt's Creek than like
maybe.
Paris and Nicole, because it's like out of touch, but like at the same time,
yes,
they're not stupid. So like what they're there to do, they're going to do great with it.
I think it's a little Green Acres.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Green Acres?
Yeah.
You did? When did you see
I know about it. Like, I know what you're saying.
Green Acres is the place to be.
Yeah.
So it was this very rich couple that moved to the farm, and he wanted to be a farmer. And Ava Gabor. There's a difference between Jaja and Ava Gabor. Did you know that? Anyways, Jaja was sort of the trashy sister, and Ava was the one that married the Hilton.
I know your mother, my grandmother used to always tell me about them. She loved them.
Yeah. She liked Ava. Ava was classy. Jaja was kind of trashy.
I think it's like the opposite of the Beverly Hillbillies, where it's like not the Hillbillies moving into Beverly Hills. It's Beverly Hills moving into the Hillbillies.
Yes. And that's kind of what Green Acres was, where she would still walk around like she was in Park Avenue. And so this is what makes it interesting, except Green Acres, they were actually really classy. And these chicks aren't. And they've never really have been. So
do you think they're really sleeping there?
No, I don't think they've spent one night at that hotel.
No way.
Not one night. No, especially when Sonja had the bananas on the floor. I just thought, oh, what's going to run in and eat it?
Totally.
But she did have a lot of boxes of Keurig K-cups in the back.
So we're going to combine 1 and 2 into one episode, because
definitely, because it was two of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we also can't keep track of what happened during 1 and what happened during 2. It was so all over the place. I have to say there was a few moments that I was like, the editing was too much. It didn't need it. So like, I'm going to give it a little tip. Okay. Luann having the sex sounds while she was doing crunches, not needed.
Yeah, right. I would have liked her to be going, ooh, yeah. It was a little too much. I don't think they spent one night in that place.
No way.
No, but I mean, their items were scattered all over the room.
And I love it how Sonja said her bed was a charging station.
Her room is a disaster, but her apartment, her condo, her townhouse I've always loved Sonja's townhouse because it's right beside a parking garage. There's something beautiful about an $8 million townhouse with the parking garage when you abut. And I mean, they share a wall, but that place was a mess too. And it's always been a mess. Remember when they would go in? No, it's a mess. Things were broken. Things were leaking. Toilets didn't work. That's how she is. I went and looked up their birthdays, And,
to see their signs.
Yeah. Sonja is a classic Sagittarius.
Oh, of course she is.
She thrives in chaos. If anybody knows any Sagittarians out there, they thrive in chaos. And Luann is a Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah, she's more a little bit easygoing, and she's same sign as my sister, my little sister, and has like just a okay kind of attitude. Luann.
You know what's so interesting is that your little sister
Yeah.
I feel like she and I get along for the most part, but we've had a
Right.
few spats, kind of like Luann and Sonja, like where
Yeah, it's
they can
okay.
yell at each other and then 5
Yeah.
minutes later they're okay.
Well, I mean, they've slept with half of the same men. I like seeing
Me and
Harry
my aunt
Dubin.
have not done that. I can tell you
Thank God.
That's for
Thank
sure.
God. Yeah, that would be creepy. I did like seeing Harry Dubin. I almost forgot about him
I
until
think
I
that one
didn't.
thing that I loved was
Because he was also married to the lady without the leg.
oh yeah. I mean, one thing that
What
is
was her name?
Oh,
Who put her leg on the
Aviva.
table? Aviva. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The only thing fake about me
is my leg. Harry Dubin was married to her, and he did Sonja, Tamara, not Tamara, Sonja. Who's Tamara? Oh no, Tamara. Sonja, Luann, and Ramona.
Yeah, Ramona. Yeah,
Yeah, he did them all. He probably did the Blue Manna chick too. Dorit.
You know, I actually
no, that's not Dorit. Dorinda.
Dorinda. No. That's just John Medesian with the cleaning, the dry cleaners, John Medesian.
Yeah. When are we going to do the gossip of the week? When we do OC or this? Because there is some.
We can cover
gossip.
it at the end.
Okay.
But I will say that I loved the dildo thing made me laugh when she goes, I like to use it on my shoulders and downstairs.
Everything about it I thought was funny. I thought it was funny they had a private plane without a stewardess. It showed how low rent. I thought it was funny. People thought Vin Diesel was coming, Jessica Alba,
Kim Kardashian.
And instead these people are trying to like Google, reverse Google their pictures to try to figure out who they are.
Totally. And until you saw Bill at the theater, he's the only one that had the guts to say, I've never watched their show. I love that they it's so funny, the rental car. And how Sonja goes, we're not even getting paid with the logo on it. Like that they're endorsers for the municipal airport of Benton.
I thought it was amazing that this little town, Benton, actually had a civic center. I mean,
the civic center was nice. It was nice. It was a nice location. I thought Bill totally knows his lane. And let me tell you something, Sonja and Lou.
Plenty of parking.
I know a lot of people who run theaters because I sell speakers to colleges and universities. So I meet the facilities people who run the theaters. There is a big difference between operations and creative. Okay. And I don't think there's actually many gay men running the operations of theaters anywhere.
Because they've got to pick up stuff and fix
not just that. It's not the most glamorous job. It's contracts. It's making sure they're paid.
Have a scooter.
Yeah. Like, oh, the scooter.
The scooter reminded me, did you ever see the episode with Ozzy Osbourne and when back in the day, he went everywhere. Oh, and so Ozzy went everywhere on his scooter, and that was before he was sick, so to speak. But I wanted to tell you, in the beginning, when Luann was showing her LV bag, her box, and they went over to her backstage passes. And I thought she was keeping them in case she doesn't get into her own show.
Exactly. I thought that was so funny. I loved when Sonja on the private plane goes, I'm a little nervous. I'm not used to this anymore. Which is like, oh, are you no longer with the Morgans? Sweetie?
No, she's not. She has she still has the linen.
Which reminds me of the best scene ever when I think it was like the season before Roni like ended, before the reboot, when she's crying about
Don't touch the Morgan letters.
No, not just the Morgan letters, but when she got so mad about Ramona talking about the mortgage with the when they were talking about JP Morgan, or when Ebony was talking about buying something and what bank she's using, and they had better rates, and then Sonja got so upset about not using JP Morgan.
I loved when Sonja said that she had the family crest on her shoes, and Bethany said to her, "It's not your family." It was so good.
Great.
Her daughter's beautiful, though. I did look her up.
Oh, Sonja's
daughter's beautiful.
I have to say, Luann,
she's full debutante.
Lou is in incredible shape. You look amazing. Lou.
I mean, Ramona must be so jealous of Lou, because Lou has something very few people have. Height.
And I like that she said faux. I like that Bravo is covering the faux just as much as it covers Kathy Hilton's tequila brand. That because I want some faux. I will be your best endorser, Lou. But I think it was great with the faux. I love how when Bill goes, "Oh, are you guys up for the challenge of the performance?" And Sonja goes, "Oh yeah, we do it every day."
I love that. I loved when Ramona, why am I calling Sonja Ramona? Well, because they're similar. I was like taking pictures of this in the theater when they did the auditions. I thought genuinely it was entertaining.
So
My favorite
entertaining.
part was when they went to the bar. It just really was, with the guy when she's grabbing his goatee like this.
Oh,
And
I loved it
he's
too, with the
pulling
jock
down.
strap in the water with the fishing. With that kind of fishing, oh my God, talk about traumatic. Who the hell would do that?
Do you want to go noodling?
No, never in my life.
Hi, it looked like fun. We should see if we can get the guy with the Miller High Life tattoo on his behind on some night. That would be great. I have a feeling he'd do anything. I
How about
showed
the
it
lady
already.
who met them? The one lady, the blonde lady that definitely is a big Bravo stan.
Huge.
She was so
She's
excited.
happy. She's the mayor's secretary or the mayor's wife. Which one was it? The secretary?
I don't
Oh,
know.
we're waiting for you. Oh, she's smiling. She's so happy. She's so happy. And I like
thought
the coal
that they thought it
miner,
was
too.
a demonstration where people were waiting for them.
And the animals were on the runway. That I think was fake too. There's no way. They are both at some Airbnb.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there's no way. Though their stuff was everywhere.
That was like probably a let's film some fun scenes to get some good footage of you in these rooms. And then we're going to spend a whole day of you doing some takes of being in this room, different things.
Okay.
I will say, Sonja, you did look wonderful when you got out of the water and you had no makeup on. I thought you looked great.
I thought so too. I think that she's genuinely, I actually think she looked better natural than when she was in that black outfit.
Luann looked amazing after going in the water
Luann
too.
looked, they both did, but she looked a little harsh. She said that she, I had everything sucked and tucked and everything. So
Yeah.
maybe she's still a little swollen, because sometimes when you have procedures done, you get a little swollen.
I have to say that it was a moment for me with the firefighters. The one that was the most.
Oh yeah, you like a good
looking.
pole, huh?
Yeah, but he wouldn't. He had the personality of a cardboard box. Like he wouldn't even
Maybe
speak.
he's a married man.
Maybe, but at the same time, doesn't it just show you that usually the ones that are most fun are a little bit not the most perfect looking? Because the redhead really had me going. He was making me laugh the whole time.
Well, you know what, too? I'm sure they knew they were coming, but still, I think some of them probably have a wife or whatever, and they're like, I can only be so friendly. I can't play along too much. Where like the guy with the goatee, I don't think there's anybody at home waiting for him.
Yeah, and what is the girl, the producer's hype girl that he went to high school with? Makes no sense to me. She just wanted to be on the show.
She just wanted to be on the show.
You know what it is? Because we don't do names of personal people. It would be like if your daughter was the producer and her best friend, who we both know was the sidekick. Like it was like a friend that you wanted to do a solid for. Like that was just
sure. Why not? Yeah.
And your daughter would do that too. She'd be like, sure,
I would do it. I would do it too. Yeah. I want to say though, they were dressed better for the audition than they were most nights they go out in New York City. It's kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think
I want to know, should Luann really be driving after she's had a few cocktails? I mean, and is Luann still on parole?
She's not drinking, is she? Or is she really?
I mean, and is she still on parole? Because we were into Apollo last week. Is Luann still on parole?
Oh, I didn't notice that she was drinking alcohol.
Oh, I thought she was drinking alcohol when she was like, oh, let's have a few first. And then she got in the car. I just thought, maybe you shouldn't.
I don't know if she is. We'd have to check on that.
I don't know what she's drinking.
She didn't say, I have to say, for someone who is in recovery, you tend to
I don't think I think her recovery has lapsed.
Or she's found a happy medium, which my opinions on there.
Yes.
James Kennedy.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, I believe that she went sober when she was on parole. And as soon as the parole was over, the sobriety ended with parole. I think that's what happened with her.
There's a lot of people. I mean, being sober is hard. Being sober on TV is probably really hard. And if you look at the Bravo people, you have James Kennedy, Lindsay Hubbard from Summer House tried to be sober with her fiance Carl. He's sober. He's amazing. I love him. But,
Lala's
like,
doing a pretty good job.
Lala's amazing too.
And
But my
Gina,
point is, you either commit or you don't, right? Like it's very hard to be in that space of like, I'm not going to do it because like, you either have a problem and you know you need to stop. I
right?
don't think television yields well to people that just want to slow down or take a break, because like, if you don't really have a problem, there's too many opportunities on TV that having a cocktail makes it a little bit easier. So
Yes.
if you don't have a problem, have that cocktail on TV. I'm telling you.
Do
have
you
it for
think
me.
either?
Have it for me, because I
want to tell you one other thing. You know how we talk about Ozempic every week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we should say this for the OC, but I heard it makes you have a very high tolerance.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So people are really drinking now, which is probably good because you're supposed to be trying to lose weight, not. And I want to tell you, there's about 5 other things that have come out about Ozempic this week.
So I have a couple questions about the plane.
Oh, we're not going to talk about Ozempic?
Well, I mean, like, I don't think that it applies to this episode. We can save it for OC tomorrow.
Okay, all right, because they're all on Ozempic.
They are.
Okay.
The plane. Okay, listen, I have had many situations at work where we've had an issue where we need to try to find a private plane. So it's something where I know more about them than I should for someone that doesn't even remotely have the money to go on a private plane.
Right.
There's like the 2-engine planes. A lot of people require 2 pilots or to have like a first.
Right.
There was neither. So I have a feeling they landed in Chicago and took a prop plane over to Benton.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That was probably what they did. No,
because they would not have been flying from New York to Illinois on a plane that small with 1 pilot. No way. No way. They wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been safe.
Not that size plane. You could be on a 4-passenger plane, like the kind of plane that JFK Jr. went down in. That was just a single prop type of thing. But
he wouldn't fly that from New York to Illinois.
No, but he flew it to New York, to the islands, to Martha's Vineyard, and you know what happened.
Yeah, which like that's still a lot shorter than New York.
Yeah, it should have been like a half hour.
Yeah.
Instead of it became a lifetime.
So I do wonder that, which then makes me think even more about the Heather Dubrow private plane bringing the kids to college. Was that real? But, whatever. At least that was a jet. The inside of a jet.
Oh, and okay. Sonja, I didn't think she looked good at the barn. It was when they went to the barn. And I thought it was funny when the guy took off his shirt and they go, Richard, why does he have Richard? And he goes, it's Rashad.
Oh, yes.
And they were like, ooh, it's Rashad. I thought it was so funny. I just did. I always think it's weird when people have their last name tattooed on their back. I had a guy who did my roof over in my house, and he had his last name on his back, and it always looks like they're wearing like a football jersey, even when they take off their shirt and it's a hot day. It's weird to me.
I just wonder how they are going to put on this variety show with like 4 people.
Well, they're gonna have more people come.
They're gonna bring some people in.
Yeah, you know what? That aspect of it reminded me sort of there was this movie called Best in Show.
Yes.
With the dogs.
Yes.
But then they did another one that was very similar with the same cast.
Okay.
And they were doing like a community theater show. And that is what that reminds me of. I'm gonna have to figure out what that name of that movie was, but it was with Martin Guest. Is that his name? Martin Guest. Anyways, it was with the same exact people as who are in Best in Show. And they were in community theater, and you know how community theater is. They're very dramatic. Yes.
We didn't hear any countess. I didn't hear countess once.
No, I kind of like that. Oh, I want to say that Rend Lake is actually Crappie Lake, and they fish in Crappie Lake, and they get catfish there. Well, let me tell you, if it's Crappie Lake, because of what happens there, why would you catch a fish and eat it?
It's called crappie or crappie.
I think it's crappie. They said it's where the sewage goes.
Oh.
Well, they were showing that big sewage facility and it smells, and then they got to the fish, and that's why we call it crappie and the whole bit. Yeah. I wouldn't eat the catfish. I don't
think I'd eat anything in the whole entire county that the town is in. I mean, I hate to say it, like nothing about the town now.
Why does Sonja have 3 pair of underwear with her?
Oh, I thought it was more than 3. She said, didn't she say like 5?
She
That
always,
she goes through
and
3
and
pairs a day.
do you think I don't? I am gonna have I have my own opinion. Why?
Why?
I'm not gonna. If any
Oh,
women out
okay.
there of a certain age know why.
Okay. Well, I'll
She
say
might
that I
need
just think,
depends. She might need depends, and she's not wearing them yet. There, I said it.
yeah, maybe, but also like I
She
don't
might
think
have
it's real
leakage.
underwear. I think she has like 5 thongs in her bag.
No, I think she's got 5 pair of depends.
Maybe she forgets it. We all remember the party when Jill Zarin was like, "Where's your underwear?" And she goes, "Oh, I forgot half my
Oh yeah, when she had that
custom."
little Bo Peep outfit on. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She's not Shannon Bedour.
No, no one
Shannon
is.
always has a pair of Spanx on.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
I'm excited for Crappie Lake.
I'm going to tell you, I enjoyed it. And you want to know what I enjoyed the most? We've had a lot of drama with Pump Rules.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had a lot of drama with New Jersey.
We have
There's
a lot
been
of drama coming with Beverly Hills.
Oh. Well, you know what? I've got something to say on the whole thing going on in Beverly Hills when we do
I think it's
OC.
planned. They want the same
Yes,
Vanderpump Rules reaction.
and I think the same with Kim and Croy.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, because they're back together all of a sudden again.
Oh,
Kim
I
and
didn't
Croy.
read that.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Now they're going to try to make it work. I'm thinking half of these couples have figured, look what it did for Sandoval. Look what it did for Ariana. She's on Dancing with the Stars. I can be on Dancing with the Stars too. Well, Kim Zolciak was already on Dancing with the Stars, and then she had a heart attack or a stroke or something. And you remember that.
Well, Rachel signed her contract, baby, so she's back. And I think Rachel's going to walk in, and I think she's going to come in. I think it's going to be a great season.
I do too, because
Rachel
Jax
is
is
gonna come
back
in,
too, and so isn't Kristen.
And I think Rachel's going to come in, and she's going to be like, she's going to come in, and I think she's going to just talk shit. I think she's going to be aggressive. I'm not saying she's going to win the war, but she may win a few battles. She might put up a good fight.
She might be healthy. She might be healthy, because I don't think Sandoval is. So she might be the healthy one, which will be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see. I think that a redemption comeback story would be wonderful, but at the same time, I just think that she has a very, very, very uphill battle.
What if all of those little insecurities that we talked about with the pageants and feeling insecure and never feeling right in her skin, she did spend some serious time in a rehab facility. If somebody got through to that, I think she's young and immature enough that if she had the right counselor, she may see.
Yeah.
And then if she had a full mea culpa and came back and was like, whoa, I've learned so much, I've grown so much as a person, then we'd have to give her the benefit of the doubt. And especially since Sandoval still has Arrested Development.
I think, yes. But I do think that
we're going to talk about that show until April.
Yes, God. But the issue that we will run into is the fact that there's 2 things. First and foremost, the others are going to have to be open to growth.
Yes. Well, let's see.
And if they shut it down from the beginning, then it doesn't matter.
Sure. Right.
I'm not saying she's not going to grow in other ways or have new friends or be able to have a nice life, but like Vanderpump Rules as we know it, if Lala and James and all of them just walk in with like, no, then that's not going to happen. But also, Raquel has to understand, because I compare it a lot to like my own story, is that you're going to make amends with people. You're going to say sorry. You're going to get to the bottom of it, and they may not be okay with it still.
Right.
And you have to be willing to just say, all right, cool, I made my peace, and just move on and ignore them, because I have to do that all the time with people. You're not going to get full appreciation for the work you've done from everyone. And then others are going to take
that is that not everyone is going to give you a second chance.
And it's not going to be on the same timeline for certain.
Right. And they may have already cut you off. So
like, I'll just tell you, my little sister, she never needed to give me a second chance. She had my back from the minute I was unhealthy to when I was healthy. My older sister took a long time. Time. Everyone has different ways that they deal with people growing. They have different ways in which they're going to be able to move on. And others are just going to get too roped up in the fact that they're on a show. And she needs to be strong enough to know the difference, that like, if she's done what she needs to do, she needs to be willing to say, like, listen, I've apologized. It's a you problem at this point. I'm not going to keel over. I'm not going to stick something through me and kill myself. It's not happening. Sorry, I've grown. So if you want to stick on the past, sure, do it. But at the same time, we're on the same show, so we better figure it out.
Right.
Don't beg for Ariana, Raquel. Okay, she's not going to come back to you.
we've had our issues too, but in the end, we always have each other's back too.
Of course, but it's a
We
little
do.
different.
No, but I know, but we've always had each other's back.
Of course, but
Even
I think
and
that
Andrew and I have had problems in the past, but we
Of
always recover because we just are us.
but
Not
also I
Andrew.
think that it depends on what the issue is, and it depends
Yeah.
on how you react to it. And I think that thankfully, I think in our case, we had years of maturity differences.
Yes.
So both of us didn't act immature. I did. You then were like, nah, we're not going to talk for a bit. And that's what you needed. Whereas these people, they're
Right.
all a little juvenile at the end
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
day. So if they
Well-
decide to like throw the gloves on, it's going to be tough.
No, I think with Raquel, they're going to want airtime because she's going to be the one everybody's watching. So they're going to have to open up their mind, their heart, their eyes a little to her, a little bit. Maybe not JK, but everybody else is going to have to a little bit. Maybe not Ariana, but Sheena's going to have to need to do it a little bit. And Katie, no, but Sheena, yes. And Lala, a little bit. They have to, because it's going to give them a storyline.
Oh, of course, but they better. I mean, I just, it's going to be interesting to watch. I just
Will
hope
be.
they don't put themselves in boxes and they don't. I hope that, Lala, girlfriend, like, you do not need to be, horrible to her. You can just let her do her thing. Trust
Right.
and believe there are going to be people that want to be the villain. There's going to be a few people that aren't going to understand that, like, it's not like Raquel just went home to mommy and daddy and said she was going to try to fix her life. She went away and got help.
Right.
And I just have to say that don't be surprised if you don't walk on set and acknowledge that she did take the time to go and try to get to the bottom of the issues that she has clearly not addressed.
Right.
Then you will be the one that the fans come after.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. And because Chom's not getting any help.
So let
that's what
him
you have
be
to
the
remember.
one that they come after.
Yeah, they're coming after him anyways.
And the
He
best thing
loves
for
it.
Rachel would be to have nothing to do with Sandoval when
Oh.
he comes on set, or in my opinion, you should
Yeah.
string him along and cheat on him.
Ooh, with
No one on the cast, okay? Like no need.
Peter.
No, I think you bring on a
All right.
celeb or someone that can get their attention, or maybe Oliver. Maybe you come back and you say, "Oh, I got rid of my wife," and now
Yeah,
I'm with
Oliver would
Rachel."
be best if he didn't come back to the show.
Oh, totally not.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
So, anywho, well, we will be back soon. We got OC now. We got 2 shows a week. We got Winter House coming. We got Beverly Hills coming. We got it all coming.
I know. It's coming.
So, anywho, thanks everyone. Talk to you soon.